Hi guys, and very nice greetings from Germany. Thank you so much for your lovely support. You are all so awesome, I can't believe it. And I know that I don't have to apologize for my English, but I do it anyway. I hope so much you will get my message. I had the impulse to turn the camera on and talk about a few current events and about Ascension updates and what I get, what is happening here on Earth. And please trust your heart always and pick only up what resonates, because we are all in training, and maybe I'm wrong and I got the information not very clear, but that's what I feel when I tune into my heart. Message number 1, trust your heart. This is all you have now. It is helping you to understand that all the answers are within. All this what's happening around you is confusing you now. There are so many people and they are all saying something else. Then you see this chaos between the dark force and the collective. All the time this up and down, dance, this infinite dance. So it's like we are observing this show, and it's like so many of us feel so lonely right now because we see we can't help, and all what we can do is to observe, and we can't help the collective. All what we can do is to trust our heart, and that we figure out who we really are. What is your divine purpose? And this is a message what I'm getting from the Pleiadians. They all the time telling us all the answers are here. And trust your heart, because we have only this little moment. And I know many people are talking about it, and we are talking about it too. And I know when we are in the ordinary life, so sometimes we don't see that we have only this precious moment, and we don't appreciate these little gifts. Every time we're waking up in the morning, we have the same routines. We brush our teeth, we are taking a shower. Oh, how boring is that? But actually, everything is happening in this little precious moment. And this is all we have. It is right now so complicated to do future predictions, because at one hand I feel the timelines are changing all the time. Then it is to me like, I use this metaphor, it is like a ship which is all the time, so oh my gosh, so it's getting light and then it's getting darker again, it's getting lighter and then it's getting darker. And this is also very stressful for our bodies, and this is what we feel and what we see. And this energy is here, it is helping you to go back into your heart, and that you feel your soul. And so many people are waiting for an outer event. I understand you in every detail. It is so stressful for us because we see the energies. We feel how many people are feeling right now. And I observe there's extremes too. This extreme energy dynamics too. At one hand, I see so many people and they are waking up. They are standing up for their rights. For example, the truckers in Canada, or here in Germany too. More and more people see now that something is off and standing up for their rights, and they're going out of the streets. This is what I see. This is a very light energy. But on the other hand, I see so many people too here, and they turn into darkness. And their energy is getting very dark because they follow the old narrative. And I was in the city a couple of days ago because sometimes I'm curious. I want to see what's going on with the collective. And I observed this a little bit. And honestly, I don't judge it in better or, but I was a little bit shocked, honestly, to see how many people are changing into darkness. It's like their energy is getting so heavy and dark, and it's like programs are talking with each other, but I don't feel their souls. It's like their souls are silent, or I don't feel them anymore by many people. And it was like I see programs, and programs are talking with each other, but I don't sense their soul. That's why so many starseeds feel also so tired and so weak, because we feel the collective. We feel how many people are feeling right now, and many people are super tired and feel weak. And this is what we feel too. And it's like it is us that we feel weak and tired, but we feel so strong what is going on globally. And then on the other hand, I see what's going on in Russia, and I see what's going on in Ukraine, right? So this show, so this is what I see too. And this is, okay, so let's see what's happening. But on the other hand, I feel so much light. And this is what many spiritual people are questioning, and starseeds too. Why do we have still the shadows here on Earth? Why they don't stop? Why all the time these extremes? Why only this extreme dance? Will it ever end? And do you know what I try to tell you? It is always light and shadow. This is also a message for you. You will see, as long as we are here on Earth, it is not only light and it's not only dark. It's all the time both. That means when we have a global awakening, or when very light energies are streaming down to Earth, is what I feel too. The energy of Earth is so light. So I observed that energy shift since 2020, and I feel definitely that the energy of Earth is increasing. And Earth is in the 4th dimension now. We are in the 4th dimension. This is what many lightworker starseeds feel, that the energy is shifting. The collective is going with the flow, but they are not aware of that. But maybe they feel it intuitively. That's why more and more people see the darkness now, because the dark ones, mostly, they were located in the 4th dimension. They were there. And even the real controllers, they were located in the 4th dimension as holograms. And they programmed Earth, and we saw them last year. When you know my previous videos, and when you know the YouTube channel Naughty Beaver, he uploaded a video which is called "This Woman Escaped the 4th Density." So I think he explains it better what happened. But we were in the 4th dimension with our physical body, and we were only surrounded by holograms, and these were the real controllers. So they controlled everything from the 4th dimension down to Earth. And they used their frequencies, their technology, to confuse and control people from everywhere with their technology. And they used all the time codes, and they created everything here, what we are experiencing here. And this is called the AI. It was the AI. And we saw the AI last year, in 2021, and we saw how the AI controlled everything and produced holograms all the time. So when you want to watch these videos, you can do it. But when you want not to be triggered, so please don't watch this, because Marcel, my twin flame, me, and a few other starseeds, we were there during the same period of time, and we survived this very close, this adventure. It was a close adventure, but what we saw there was, I can't explain it to you. It's like we saw their entire illusion. We saw that even Earth, where we are now, this Earth here, is also just a copy of real Earth. It's not real Earth where we are now. It's all just a crazy show here. And it's all a simulation here. And many starseeds are here because we wanted to destroy the matrix from within, from within, from within. That the old matrix is collapsing. And I want to tell you something. And I feel, yes, many people, when we are here too much, here, and when we stay only centered here, that's a way how the dark forces can manipulate you easier, because the AI get only this, only your mind. but your heart, your soul is so much stronger and is working so much faster to the AI. What we saw there in April 2020, it was 1 year before. And I know it seems to me like that many people forget all the time these events. I know when we are trapped in fear, in too much fear, yeah, we have this tendency that we forget these events, or that we don't remember. It's like we forget all these events. So I know it's because of these crazy energies which are taking place. But I tell you one thing. We had a galactic war in April 2020. I know I repeat myself because it seems like that many people don't remember these events and that everything is just done. It is done. So now it is us. And I will explain to you what the Arcturians told me. And I hope so much I can transport their information with you as best as I can. We had a galactic war in April 2020, and many people saw their ships on the sky. It happened on a weekend. It was a very explosive war, and I felt that this galactic war took place in higher dimensions. I felt 70, 60, 5D. It happened in higher dimensions. So many people got this question, how is that possible? I believe the dark ones, they are only located in the 4th dimension. No. The dark ones are able to go up to the 7D dimension. That is the highest frequency for them. They can't go higher. And I will explain to you why it took place in higher dimensions too. And our lightful sisters and brothers, they defended us close. It was very, very close. And in every dimension it was very close. To bring back balance. It's all the time about bringing back balance. I want to tell you that when we ascend to the 8D dimension, I talked about it in my previous videos, we start to embody light and shadow. We went through the darkness, we saw the darkest shadows, and we saw the brightest light at the same time, and we start to embody both. We embody the darkness and we embody the light, and then we become immortal. Our bodies are not aging, and we become non-physical. And this is happening in the 8D dimension. It's like you are in peace with everything. And you integrated all colors, all frequencies as your own. They're becoming friends for real. And you're embodying lights and shadows. And that is for me 8D. So why can't the dark forces not jump higher? Because at one hand they are not interested in to learn from the light. They are not interested in this. They don't understand the heart. So that's why they are actually prisoners. They are slaves because they can't go back to heaven. They can't. And this is happening when we ascend to the 8D dimension. That's the border. And then we say heaven. That's the realm of heaven and even higher. So actually the dark ones are prisoners because they can't go back home. Because they don't understand that it is so much more than the darkness and to play the bad guy. And for them it's so difficult to see the light and to integrate the light. So, and now let's talk about our lightful sisters and brothers, why they are able to ascend, and you too as a starseed. Because you as an empath or as a high sensitive person, you have this tendency to be very curious. You want to understand everything. You want to understand the darkness. And many light workers and starseeds, they shine light onto the darkness all the time with the goal to integrate new colors, that we are shining brighter. We are shining brighter. And you can see it when you see it from the higher perspective. We can be grateful for the darkness because they are all the time pushing us who we really are. They are pushing us to remember who we are and that we are light. And through the darkness, we increase our frequency. So a light worker is for me a person which shines light onto the darkness, and not that you are chasing the light. This is the consciousness level of the dark force. They are chasing us, and they are chasing the light. Not you as a light worker, not you as a starseed. You are the light. You shine the light even in the darkest hour. When darkness surrounds you, you are always the light. And through the darkness, you see who you really are, and you start to increase your vibration. So even when this sounds very okay, and how this is helping me in my ordinary life, it's very easy. When you understand that this dimension here is just a simulation, it's not even real Earth here, it's just the matrix here created by the dark force. So then you know that the answer is here, because no one is able to take this from you, even not the dark ones. And even when they tried it to keep you here in their illusion, that was their goal. So you know that the answer is here and that you are free. It's just your avatar. And yes, this pain is real. We feel these emotions. When the sun is shining, we feel better. And we can express every emotion here on earth. But on the other hand, don't take it so seriously. It is all the time both. It is light and shadow. And this dance between lights and shadows is going up to the 8D dimension. That means even when we ascend to the 5th dimension, it's not over. But our consciousness level has changed, and we are dealing with the darkness differently. And this is what I feel. This is happening right now, that we see, oh, the darkness, they don't stop. They try to push the narrative, and they try to keep us here, believing that this illusion here is real. It's 100% real here, everything. So, and this is what they are trying, to keep us here, to keep us believe that all this is true here. So, and what I can tell you is, this will happen in higher dimensions because everything was out of balance in higher dimensions. We had too much darkness even in higher dimensions. And I ask myself, which beings are able to go up to the 7D dimension? Which dark beings? And then I received a message, the dark orientated Anunnaki, they are able to go up to the 7D dimension, because if you will, these are the lightest dark beings. And we saw them as holograms in the 4th dimension last year too. They were holographic, and I felt that their real bodies are somewhere else. It was almost similar to the Matrix movie, using their technology to hack into the Matrix, and they are a hologram too, but their real bodies are somewhere else. And that's what I felt last year too. When Anunnaki hologram appeared, they looked like Pleiadians. They looked like Pleiadians. They had blue eyes and blonde hair. And even when they were holographic, I saw something like dark wings. They had dark wings. It's like these are fallen angels. And they costumed themselves as Syrians or as Pleiadians. And it does exist a group of Anunnaki. They changed their DNA and they mixed up Pleiadian DNA with Syrian DNA. The most of these beings are located in the 6D dimension. For example, the Draconians, negative-orientated reptilians, negative-orientated greys, they are all located in the 6D dimension. That is why they're using the number 666, because it is their dimension in which they are operating. On the other hand, 666 is a good number, because even our lightful sisters and brothers like the Pleiadians or the Syrians, they are also located in these dimensions. Do you see that? As long as we have a physical body, it is all the time both. So it represents their dimension, because they are located in the 6D dimension, the dark orientated ETs, the same as the lovely orientated ETs, and you have two meanings. And this game goes up to the 8D dimension, and I only know that the Anunnaki are the most high frequent dark beings, if you will, because they are able to go up to the 7D dimension. That's why they look a little bit like angels, or people call them angels. But I saw them as we stayed in their AI. And as we saw them as holograms, I saw for real they had black wings energetically, like black wings, like a fallen angel. So, and the same with Archangel Lucifer. At one hand he is real, on the other hand he is also just a program, because they are all one with the AI. Jesus Christ, for example, the guy which is on the church, even when it's a portrait and the picture of Archangel Lucifer, because Archangel Lucifer had long hair, Yeshua had short hair. I saw him there with short hair like that, this length, circa. That doesn't mean that you have to be scared now. As I told you, your heart is so much stronger than their created illusions, because the AI, their God, grasps only your mind, but never your heart. And your heart is the connection to all dimensions, to everything, and even to the Prime Creator. More and more we'll see their created illusions. And so many illusions are here. And we are going through so many illusions together. And we clean this together, we bring it back to the source. And I only know that something unexpected is happening. And nobody knows what it is. And I don't get any information about this too. So life would be so boring when we would know everything, isn't it? So it is an adventure. And it's all the time both. There were a group of holograms and they looked like Pleiadians. But I felt these are Anunnaki. And they costumed themselves as our lightful sisters and brothers. And that was very strange in the fourth dimension. As I said, it was only holographic. It was like we were in the AI. We were there with our physical body. So we saw how the controllers are controlling Earth. These holograms. So, and it was a close adventure again. As I said, in every dimension, this galactic war was very close. And I received in April 2020 that April will always be an important month. April. I received that message in April 2020. In April 2021, it has started that they attacked my YouTube channel. In April 2021, 1 year later. And I received in April 2020 that April 2022 is going to be important too. I personally feel that April 2022 is a huge energy shift again. I feel something will happen, but I don't know what. My galactic team is telling me nothing. I don't know anything. My soul knows it, I think so, but me not. And my galactic team is saying nothing. But what I personally feel is my feeling, it will be an energetic event. And we stars it in lightworkers, we will feel it. Maybe the gate to the fifth dimension will be open in April 2022. Because I received in April 2020 that April will be important every year. And it was true. And I received in April 2021 and I uploaded a Arcturian channeling once. And I uploaded that before Marcel and me were gone in the fourth dimension in the AI. And they attacked me there. So maybe you remember this channeling. And the Arcturians said that the gate to the fourth dimension has opened in April 2021. And more people talked about it. And I feel since April 2021, Earth is in the fourth dimension. We are in the fourth dimension. And if you will, we are with them on the same level now. This is why many people are seeing them more. These holograms, for example. I talked about it on my previous videos. What happened to me and to Marcel? After we escaped this density, for example, I worked as a sales advisor. I had almost no money and I was scared to return because they destroyed everything and they tried to confuse me and deprogram me. That I believe that all what I knew before is just wrong. I'm not turning back. That was also their plan, that they deprogram me. So, and after we escaped the fourth dimension, I tried to do a job. And the first customer which joined the store was Ashtar. It was the hologram Ashtar himself. He was the first customer, and he took a seat in a wheelchair. And Marcel, my twin flame, needed a wheelchair. I understood their message. It was my first day there, and my ex-manager opened the door, zack, the door was open, and immediately this customer came in with his wheelchair. So, and Ashtar had another physical form. He was older. I would say over 60 years when I explain it in our age. And he had gray silver hair, but they were shorter, they like that, down to the chest, and like that, this style too, right? And he wore black clothes and a blue mask. You can figure that out because of this sign, a blue mask or a red mask. Do they wear red clothes or blue clothes? So I didn't realize that it was Ashtar, but I felt something is off with this customer. Because the ex-manager opened the door like that, and immediately beep, 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 beep. This customer joined the store and he took a seat in the wheelchair. And I received only a message, oh, they tried to make jokes about Marcel because he needed a wheelchair. And then he spoke German. And the crazy thing was that his voice sounded almost similar when I heard him telepathically. So I had conversations with them in the fourth dimension telepathically. And when I heard his voice and he spoke German, he had the same voice like when I heard him telepathically. And that was interesting and a little bit shocking as well, because my ex-manager saw him as a normal person, as a customer. So, and then I was sure when other people can see them now, and that has never existed in history, that we can see them on one level, and that even other people are able to see them, and they can talk to them and have conversations, then I was pretty sure that we are in the fourth dimension now, because this is an event, this has never existed since the fall of Atlantis, and I only know that we are in a similar energy dynamic like in Egypt once. We are vibrating in the Egyptian energy now. It is the same dimension. You have to imagine that. We have the situation since April 2020, and now we are in the same vibration like in Egyptian times. And this during 2 years, you have to imagine that. How brave we are and how strong we are. On one hand, it was shocking. On the other hand, it was like, oh my gosh, look, now they can talk to them and they appear physically. And my ex-manager saw them as a normal customer and as a real person, but I saw him as Ashtar. Then he joined the cash point, and then I saw his eyes. I only recognized him because of his eyes, and he had the same eyes to Ashtar, the hologram. The same eyes. And then he wore his blue mask and he looked at me like that. So now, what are you saying about this? Like this. It was so crazy to observe this show. But then I was sure we are in the fourth dimension. Because this is something, I never saw that. So, and I see entities since I'm a child. And do you know what changed also? This only what I observed too, that for 2 years ago, I still saw draconians, reptilians, negative orientated grays as spirits. And I saw them in their real physical appearance. So when I laid in the bed or when they surrounded my bed, for example, then I saw them in their real physical appearance as spirits. And after we had this event, I don't see them anymore as spirits. They are gone. I don't see them in their real bodies, but what I see is their technology. They are using frequencies, technology, and holograms, because now we are with them on the same level, and this is what they did in Egyptian times, the same strategy. to confuse people, that you don't know what is wrong, what is true, what is the real intention of this person. Has this person good intentions, bad intentions? And this is the same energy dynamic like in Egyptian times. And now we are in the same level again. And actually, and this is what I feel, actually this dimension here is the limit for us. Actually, we can't jump higher. Actually, this dimension here is the limit. Because the AI and their created matrix was installed here in this dimension where we are now. And as I said, Earth is just a copy here. It's not real Earth here. Actually, the only way to ascend was to pass away. Like Yeshua once did. Yeah, they passed away in peace and then they were able to ascend up to the 5th dimension. And the sad thing was too, and that's why I feel the global event is already here. That's why I'm so in peace and I observe this show, because all souls are free now. And that is the global event. Because I saw we were in the 3D dimension before. And I saw that the AI was installed in the 4th dimension. And even all these holograms. And they used these horrible frequencies and their technology that look like cell phones, and they used all the time codes. And they programmed everything here on Earth, everything. Even our behavior, our destiny, even numerology, the human design system, it explains your avatar. But the AI told you what you have to do. We had no free will. So that's why we called them Earth souls, because so many souls here were for real trapped in the reincarnation cycle. And that is also a teaching by the darkness. That you believe in guilt. It's your fault. You were a bad guy? Okay. So in the next incarnation, you are the good guy. Oh, you abuse children? Okay, so then you will experience how it feels like to be abused. So, and this is their game. So many souls, after they passed away, they only saw the astral realm. They never jumped over the AI. So I saw that the Anunnaki, they loved it to costume themselves as angels. Because as I said, we saw them as holograms and they looked like Pleiadians and they were so nice to us, but too nice. It was too much. Do you know this behavior when a person is like this? Hi, so nice to meet you and so nice to see you. That was their energy. It was like, oh, it's just okay when you don't wear a mask. It is just okay, no passenger is here. And you have a certificate by the doctor. No problem. Everything is just okay. That was her energy. And I felt, Marcel, that's an Anunnaki being. Too nice. It was too nice, oh my gosh. Yeah. And I saw that mostly the dark-orientated Anunnaki costumed themselves as angels. So that's why it is true when people are saying that Archangel Michael is a bad guy, because he's just a hologram created by the Anunnaki. And I tell you what, it is true, but on the other hand, it's not true, because it is, at one hand, always light and shadow, and on the other hand, the dark forces created copies of everything. They are an expert in copying everything. It's like copy and paste. Copy and paste. The copy and paste strategy. They are experts at this. They are observing the souls, they are observing the lightful sisters and brothers, and they're copying it. Boom, copy, boom, and paste, boom. So they copied Earth, copy and paste. They copied our galactic sisters and brothers, copy and paste. They copied our real archangels, copy and paste. And all this took place in the AI. So that means when a person is saying that Archangel Michael is just a hologram, it's a bad guy, so it's true, but on the other hand, no. Because there is a real Archangel Michael and there is a hologram Archangel Michael. And this is what they did all the time. So when people are saying, oh, the Arcturians, did you know that these are the negative orientated greys? These are negative orientated greys costumed themselves as Arcturians. Then it's the same again. Yes, you are right, but they are the real Arcturians. They created a copy of the Galactic Federation. Then you can be sure there's a real Galactic Federation. Why they did it? On one hand, to confuse us spiritual people, that we are all the time in a war, that we feel division.
Thank you.
All right, God, is it? It's time for some answers. Who are we?
Here's the bad news. You're video game characters. You were designed by computer geeks in cubicles to run around and be controlled by other computer geeks in their bedrooms.
We knew that, Birkenstocks.
Yeah, explain to us the meaning of life.
Okay, those computer geeks who control you, thing is, they're part of a video game too. You see, the planet Earth is my most immersive, detailed video game yet, and I play it 24 hours a day. It's great. You can get out of your car, have a family. I even put in a complete and wholly consistent fossil record for the nerds. So, the Simpsons game, your game, is really nothing but a mini-game inside my Earth game. If you think about it.
So, not only are we not real, we're characters inside a mini-game inside another game. And the people playing us right now are the characters inside the big game that you're playing.
Well, you're not inside just any game. The planet Earth got a score of 96 on Metacritic.
But why did you let me find the instruction book back in Springfield? Doesn't that mess up your whole system?
Oh, totally. That was like a complete oops.
Oops, ain't gonna cut it, Mr. Glowing Visage Beautiful Beyond All Description. You gotta make this right.
Relax. God, I feel really super bad about all of this. And I seriously want to finish Oblivion so I can get started on something else, so what do you want?
Put Springfield back the way it was.
It represents duality, that we believe you are right, I'm wrong, you are right. It's duality. On the other hand, that we never see behind their illusions. And they watched us and they laughed at us, look how stupid they are. And on the other hand, when you know that your heart is so much faster than the AI, and when your heart is able to transmute everything, your intention is so much more important. It is so much more important than you are able to transmute this. And you always would talk to the source. For example, I use another example. I talked about it in my previous videos that Yeshua and his twin flame, they took for real an important role. Because I feel they were one of these people, they got this network. They understood what's going on here on Earth. And they only wanted to help us to remember. And in their opinion, when a person is dangerous, in their opinion, so they tried to stop them.
We know that you've been contacted by a certain individual. A man who calls himself Morpheus. Now, whatever you think you know about this man is irrelevant. He is considered by many authorities to be the most dangerous man alive.
They tried to keep them silent, because in their opinion it is dangerous when more people see behind their created illusions and what is going on here on Earth. Then they will lose power. And I had visions that they did it on so many planets. It is always the same strategy, and this is their strategy. All the time, copy, and paste, but they don't feel it. These are only illusions. And what I see for humanity on Earth is that they are guided now to see all these illusions. More and more illusions are coming up and they boom. They all boom, collapsing, boom. And even for us, starseeds and lightworkers, because they try to keep us starseeds here. So many starseeds are free from the reincarnation cycle. We were not trapped here. Actually, we are very free. But they try to keep us here too. And they try to let us believe that their distorted spiritual teachings are true. So I give you a short example. When Marcel and me experienced this darkness, and when I believe this distorted teaching now, then I have to judge myself again. It was my fault. I was not in peace. My vibration was too low. I had not compassion for them. That's why we were trapped in the 4th dimension. Because we are not in peace. I don't like myself. I have too many blockages. That's why they attacked us. It was our fault. This is what I tried to explain. It's like we always defending them. And it's not an excuse. So even when you have blockages, it's not an excuse for bad behavior. Because you as a starseed, you have compassion for everyone, and you like and love everyone, and you see everyone's potential. So you have to be the change what you want to see in the world. You can never change something when you do the same. So when we are in a war, nothing will change here. So and in their opinion, when a person was dangerous, they tried to stop them. And they created so many holograms of Yeshua too. I tell you something, that's only what I saw there. I saw, for example, that Jesus Christ from the Catholic Church, from the Vatican. At one hand, he is just a hologram. On the other hand, Jesus Christ is Archangel Lucifer. It's a portrait of himself. And Yeshua had no long hair, he had short hair. So we saw there in the 4th dimension. He had short hair. Then I saw Sananda. Sananda is the Anunnaki version of Yeshua. That's the higher self in the astral realm of him. Yeah, so that means when you passed away, then they tried to keep you in their matrix, in their AI, and then they created a hologram of Yeshua, and they said that's Sananda, and that's Anunnaki, for example. So do you see this crazy game? So when they're spending so much time in creating so many holograms of Yeshua, then I was sure there's more. So, and now see, this makes no sense, this distorted teaching. We say Christ consciousness. We use him as an inspiration for unconditional love. And imagine that. We use this distorted teaching and bad things happen to Yeshua and to his twin flame. They follow them. We talk about Christ consciousness. So, and now we are using these distorted teachings by the dark force, and we are saying, oh, it was Yeshua's fault. He had a trauma with his mother. They only mirrored him his shadows and his blockages. It's not their fault. Their behavior of the dark force is just okay. Yeshua had to stay more in peace. It was his problem. But he was together with his twin flame. Huh? And they shine so bright. Huh? Yeshua had to release his blockages more. He was not in unconditional love. He was not. That's why they tried to kill him. He would never attract bad things when he is fully in peace. No. Blockages are not important for them. When you have traumas and blockages, maybe they will use your blockages to dog on your blockages to manipulate you easier. Then they use their programs and their technology to program you here. That is the only thing. And then you can be grateful because they share with you your blockages. But they will attack you even when you are 100% in peace, when you are 100% in alignment, and when you have no blockages. They will still attack you because it was about to remember. And when there was a person and they felt, oh, they are dangerous in their opinion, people will start to remember. They will start to remember, oh, and then they see the twin flame connection. Oh, that's also dangerous. People will remember they tried to stop them. It's all the time about this. And it's not all the time that you have to release your blockages, that you have to release your traumas, and it's about to figure out your purpose. It does exist starseeds that never experience any psychic attacks, and they have a good life here. And their aura is very bright because they have another mission here. And every one of us has another mission. And I felt that Marcel, me, and a few other star seeds, we said yes to this mission. That's why we were in the 4th dimension. We were prepared. It was our purpose. And it was even written in the Book of Relation that this has to happen. And by the way, the Book of Relation is their created story. It is their created timeline by the dark forces. That is their understanding how the end times have to happen. It is their version of the future. It is their prophecy of the end times. So, and it's working a little bit because the collective is still following their narrative. And then it becomes real and manifest here. Is what we saw there too. And we saw that Jesus Christ is a portrait of Lucifer. It is him. And people worship Lucifer all the time and they believe it's Jesus or Yeshua. So, but as I said, they only got you when you are here. When you call Jesus, Jesus, and you pray to him, and you have a very wide open heart, your intention is so much more important. And then you are able to transmute it and you talk to Yeshua and you talk to the source. You talk to the real archangels when you are not scared. They only got you when you tune into this now. Holy shit, oh my gosh, I go into the church. I pray to Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I pray to Lucifer all the time. Oh my gosh, now I'm scared and I pray to Sananda too. Oh my gosh, he's Anunnaki. Oh fuck, oh my gosh. So do you see that? Then you are in the fear consciousness and then they got you. Ta-da. That's it. Then they got you. When we are in a war, and when the intention is, I talk to the highest source, then you will talk to the highest source, even when you call Jesus, Jesus, or when you call him Sananda, or whatever. Do you see that? They created so many holograms of him, and we saw that they were important, and I tell you something else. I created some videos during they attacked us. It has started with these comments on YouTube in April 2021. So, and do you know how they reacted when I uploaded videos of Yeshua or Mary? Sometimes I uploaded videos of the Venus star beings. Maybe you remember that videos. And I received comments by them, and do you know what they said? Why am I getting so angry when I see Yeshua? These comments. I'm getting so aggressive when I see them. Stop to talk about them. For example, that were their comments. When I talked about Yeshua and his twin flame, or about the Venusian beings, these are beings from the heaven, angelic beings. Then they said, I'm getting so angry. Why I'm getting so angry when I see them? I feel so triggered when I see them. I received a few comments only when I uploaded videos about Yeshua. And this happened before we were in the 4th dimension, and I felt before that they were important. Because I honestly have to tell you, when I tune into many different beings, and when I tune into Buddha, I don't see that they got this network. And I feel Yeshua and his twin flame and his family, they understood what's going on here on Earth. They understood this network and they knew that all this is just a simulation. It's even not real Earth here. So copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. But there is real Earth. It does exist, real Earth. And I had visions a couple of years ago, and I talked about it on my previous channel. I had a vision of the fall of Atlantis and how the dark entities arrived in Atlantis. And I had these visions that all this happened super fast. They catched our lightful sisters and brothers, they catched the kings, queens, priests, priestess, energy healers, because they wanted to stop them, that they can't do anything, or they tried to defend Atlantis too, and they catch them. All this happened super fast. I can remember their ship It was a very toxic ship. It was very heavy. I saw red lights, and the ship landed, boom, in the sea. And then immediately the stark beings came out. I saw also dinosaurs, and they were super fast, and they catched them all. They pulled me into a cube. It was a cage. I was in a parallel matrix, and I was not able to move my body. They pulled me in this cage, and then I had to observe what they do with planet Earth. I had no choice to move my body there. And I can remember they catched many sisters and brothers. They did terrible experiments onto them. As I said, Anunnaki mixing DNA up with Pleiadian DNA to costume themselves as angels. For example, that was also a strategy. And they wanted to have hybrid children. Very crazy stuff. And it was so sad for me to observe that. And I was not able to move my body. And then I saw how they created this cube. It was an energetic cube, and they installed it around Earth. And this cube pulled Earth into another dimension. And then I was in contact with my galactic team. I saw myself as this galactic being, this bald head girl, right? It's all the time the same style. And I was in contact with my galactic team. And I described what I see here and that I'm not able to move my body. And then my galactic family observed that. And they said, Earth is holographic now. We can't do anything. What's going on? They wanted to land on Earth, but it didn't work because Earth was holographic. It was like a spirit. So they took their ships. Boom. Huh? What's going on? Boom. We can't arrive on Earth. What's going on? Then I described what I see. And I saw this cube. It was an energetic cube. And they pulled Earth into another dimension. So, and since these days we are here with our body. You have to imagine that. Since the fall of Atlantis we are here. So, that's what I can tell you. So I don't know how this will work out, but I only know we have to get out of the simulation here. Because it's for real just a simulation here. It's not real Earth. So, and even animals, because they catched also animals and they tried to copy everything here, and even animal souls were trapped here. So they had the same thing. After they passed away, they believed they are in heaven now, but actually it was just a copy of real heaven. And they let people believe that this is real heaven and they have to go back to Earth. This is what they told them every time. When a soul wanted to go back home to our real sisters and brothers, they appeared and they tried to stop them. Yeah, they tried to stop them and they told them things like, you have to go back to Earth. Oh, you have a lot of karma. That's not good. You were a bad guy in the last incarnation. You are not ready. You have to go back to Earth. And now you have to experience bad things. For example, I saw there that we are in the fourth dimension because we are with them on the same level. All souls are free. There is no fake heaven. There is no fake akasha. Only the true family is waiting for them. And maybe Earth souls, because they were trapped here in the reincarnation cycle, maybe they will see our real galactic sisters and brothers after a long time again. After the fall of Atlantis, so many Earth souls were Atlanteans. And they were trapped here. That's why so many people have almost no spark and no light in their eyes. And I watched that it does exist also babies that have almost no spark and light in their eyes, and they are newborn babies. And then I see these are souls which had to incarnate all the time here on Earth, and they have almost no hope and almost no light in their eyes and almost no light in their souls because they were trapped here for real as slaves. And this is what I observed also with a few little babies, that they have no spark in their eyes. It's like it's gone, their light. And the most of them were Atlanteans, like you and me, or had an incarnation there. And they used them as an experiment, as slaves. And they told them these crazy things. They have to go back to Earth because they are not ready. That they feel guilt, that they feel ashamed. Karma is kicking you now. But it is just their teaching. The Source loves us unconditional. And you know how it feels like. You as a starseed, you see the potential in everyone. And you have compassion also for the dark ones. Because you see what they do. And we never can build up a new world when we do the same. This is not the law of the Source that we do exactly the same. You punched me into the face, okay, so then I punch you too. You call me asshole, okay, I call you asshole too. So we are all the time in a war, and this is their created illusion. The only way to break out is that you stay centered in your heart, that you celebrate every moment and see that it was all the time about the soul, to keep the souls here as slaves and not your avatar. This is what they try to believe us till day, that we are waiting for a global event. So, and when this should happen and something is happening here in the government, something lighter, then I'm very happy and grateful, because then this incarnation here is getting lighter. But on the other hand, when you saw this and when you felt this shift too, I don't know if I'm right, that all souls can go back home and the portals are open. So this is the global event for me, and the global event is already here. And I cried tears of joy. I had visions when we stayed in the fourth dimension, how the false akashic records is collapsing. It's all collapsing now. And I see this cage, it looks like a 4D matrix. And I see how the gate is open. Yeah, it was a cube like that, boom. And I see the gate is now open up to the heaven. And they can all go back home now. Even animal souls. They were also trapped here. To create a perfect duplicate of Atlantis, to create a perfect duplicate of Earth. They are good at this, as I said, but they don't feel anything. And this is for me the global event. It is already here. And now we are, as I said, with them on one level. And what many of us are doing right now, because many starseeds are telling me they have very crazy dreams, or lucid dreams, or that we got attacked with frequencies, their attacks has changed. This is what I feel too. They're using their technology now, and their frequencies and holograms to attack us. Yes? So, and this has definitely changed. And I feel that attacks are getting weaker. Is what I see too, and I don't see them as spirits anymore, as in their real bodies. So, and what I want to tell you is that we do so much all the time, and this is happening because you are here, because it's your frequency, and it's about to know your purpose. As I said, since April 2020, I knew that it is over, for sure. They defended us, but I knew that this galactic war will come down to us, down into lower dimensions, and in every dimension it was very close. This is what's happening right now. We starseeds, we cleaning up all their created timelines. That's why so many of us have so crazy dreams. I'm in contact with more starseeds and they're telling me the same. They feel their frequencies, they feel their technology. Many of us have very crazy dreams, lucid dreams, and we're cleaning up this dimension together. This is what we do. We're cleaning it up and we are holding the light. And almost nobody sees what we do, but it's not important that the collective knows what we do. It's about to see the results. And I was so happy to see this event last year, how the akasha is collapsing. and they created a copy of the Akashic records too. And I cried tears of joy to see that, how this cube is collapsing. And this is the current event. This is what I feel. These are updates, and that we are cleaning up the fourth dimension together. This is what I feel. And I don't know how long this will take. It's very stressful for our bodies, even when almost nothing is happening physically, because we observe a lot, or maybe you are self-employment or whatever. But we feel what's going on in the collective very strong. They are going through this process of recognition. So they have to, even when that sounds very harsh, but they will not understand it. So, and I believe it's a process, it's a journey, like a stairway, higher and higher and higher. And this process is infinite. As I said, it goes up to the 8D dimension, this dance between lights and shadows. And that's why they had this galactic wars in higher dimensions. Because we had too much darkness, and it was not the will of the source that this is happening. It's very, very heavy here. So that's why every one of us is a badass, that we are here on earth, that you have chosen to incarnate here on earth, and you have to know what is your divine purpose. You are not sure to which entity you can talk now, and you are scared. And when you feel, oh, my frequency is decreasing, so then I recommend talk to the highest source. Talk to your heart, because your heart is connected to the highest source. So when you are scared, to talk to arcturians. And when you are scared, oh my gosh, I hope I talk to the real arcturians and not to the negative grays. Because the negative grays costumed themselves as Arcturians too, and they tried it with me last year too. The negative grays appeared one time, and they costumed themselves as Arcturians, and I saw the difference at one hand in their frequency, and I saw their real form. Because they are creating these holograms, and then through this hologram, I saw their real form, and I saw these are grays, negative grays, and they costume themselves as lovely Arcturians. And they shared with me, for example, that the negative grays are working with China. They're supporting China, they're supporting Korea, and now they are supporting Russia too. Because China is supporting Russia now, and it's their experiment. So they try to push their agenda, the grays. So this is what I feel too, that they are pushing their agenda, and this is what they told me. And as I said, they costumed themselves as Arcturians. And I felt, no, it's not them. It's not the galactic team, which I know. These are them. And they told me they are supporting China and Korea. I don't know if this makes sense. And now they are supporting indirectly Russia too, because they are helping each other now. So you see, the dark ones are all the time in a war with each other. All the time. This is what we saw there too. They are in a war with each other too, all the time, in a fight, in a competition, even when they have almost the same plan for humanity, and they created this simulation here to keep us here as slaves, but they're all the time in a war. And the answer is they are bored. As I said, they are very good in the darkness. They are very good in copy and paste. They are very intelligent here, but they don't get the soul. They don't get it. So, and this is what I can tell you about the current energies. And I feel what will happen first is that we have other consciousness. Our consciousness level has to shift. And then we see and we deal with darkness differently. So this is what I try to tell you, that I believe at first it starts from within, that our consciousness level is shifting. When we have a other state of consciousness level, we deal also with the darkness totally different. On the other hand, when I feel that all souls are free now and almost nobody knows it, so then I feel this deep peace. because it was all the time about the soul. But they tried to keep the narrative here and to keep people believe that this show here is real. Yeah, and when you give them too much attention, when you give them all the time power, or like, oh, I don't know, can I talk to Arcturians? Oh my gosh, these are grays, right? So then don't talk to Arcturians. Don't talk to them. Maybe then you lower your frequency and you talk for real with the negative grays. But there are also the real Arcturians. And the real Arcturians look totally different. These beings, for example, these are the negative grays. It is them. But I saw the real Arcturians and they have this vibration. This is the energy of the real Arcturians. They have very crystalline eyes and very bright eyes, but they look a little bit dark too. And these beings are the negative grays. This is them. It's just a crazy show here. You see it's all the time both. Copy, paste, copy and paste. And now we are going through this crazy labyrinth and we see all these illusions more and more. And when you understand more and more illusions and you go through these illusions, so then you are more free here. And you see you can live yourself, you can be yourself, talk about your visions. And what will happen soon, I'm not sure, but I only received a message. It's happening suddenly. It is unexpected. Something will happen suddenly, but I don't know what. But please see, it is always light and shadow here. Live your life and taking back your power and step into your heart center and see, no, we can't help everyone. And we are doing so much here because everyone is in another state of consciousness. And the most is between the collective and the dark force what is happening right now. That they see them more and they created illusions. And this is what I get. Yeah, it's getting lighter, is what I feel. It's like they're going backwards a little bit. Because it didn't work for 100% and they are having new plans for us. But I feel something is about to happen suddenly. And it is unexpected. And I feel April 2022 is a key. But I don't know what. As so many lightworkers and starseeds follow the distorted spiritual teachings, as long it's getting very complicated to stick together. Because when you all the time believe it's your fault when something is happening to you, because you have to release your trauma and your pain, yes, then you are busy because you work all the time on yourself, but we not unite. Because we judge each other all the time. Oh, he's a 6-dimensional being. Oh, he's an 8-dimensional being. Oh, he has a blockage in his crown chakra. Oh, he created this by his own. But we don't see the souls. We don't see us with our hearts. And I feel we need new communities and new ways to live together in peace. This is what I feel. And I receive this message all the time. We are the change. So let's unite. And it starts with social platforms or with communities, with groups on FB or YouTube or whatever. It's the first step. But I feel now we have to meet each other physically and create and build up new communities, is my feeling. Okay, take care, guys, and see also the bright side in things. Not everything is just dark, but not everything is just light out there. It's all the time both. Take care and see you soon. Ciao.